What's up, traders? Welcome to the channel. My name's John. We trade options here. So, we're getting into the bulk of earnings week. It's going to be huge. There's a lot of companies to look at. So, I'm going to really quickly cover what I'm going to be watching, not only today, which is Monday, but the rest of the week, and some of the trades I'm considering picking up. But I need to see how today goes. So, as we move on and progress, I'll let you know what's changing, what maybe I decide to take on as a position, but I'm basically looking at Tesla, Aapl, Bngo, Bionanogenomics, which is now offering options, so something to consider. And then also, what was it? Oh, Bitcoin. So Bitcoin-based stocks. Bitcoin chart looks awesome, so I want to cover that too. At Mara, RIOT, and then MicroStrategy is another key one. So let's jump in to the platform. We'll look at some charts and I'll show you the positions we got and what we're going to be looking at this week. Okay, so we are right now in our charting platform and we're just looking at the SPY so we can get an idea of maybe what to expect in the overall market. Currently, you'll see we have an interesting price action. We've basically started to bounce above a trend line, which is now likely to provide some support for us. You'll kind of see we kind of closed almost on it, which is very interesting. So something to watch. We've tested above, stayed below, and you'll see it worked perfect as resistance for quite a few days. We came down and then tested above, and now we'll see what the week provides. I definitely think with earnings being a big deal, it's kind of make or break. New administration, earnings. We got COVID to worry about. It's a lot. So let's look at it. But as I go to the weekly on this chart, you'll see it's a pretty good looking chart. Basically, these last couple weeks worth, we had tested literally a resistance level and then a support level. And then essentially we went above it, but we've been kind of closing above the last couple weeks, more towards the high. So that's a good sign. You'll see last week with that kind of a trading range and a close towards the bottom, if we would have closed lower last week than the previous, I would have maybe flipped some of my assumptions. So currently we have to stay semi-bullish. I'm keeping my positions a little bit light until I feel confident with whatever trades we plan to make this week. So we'll see, but as I go to the VIX really quick, let's do that. And I'll go VIX daily, but you'll see, excuse me, the 20 level is looking strong still. And on the daily, same thing as we keep bouncing off this 20. And, this is associated with spikes in the market. Every time this goes higher, it's kind of an inverse correlation with the VIX. So you'll see we start going lower, maybe expect another slight correction, maybe some more volatility coming in the market until we actually get below 20 and seem to stay below it. I'm not going to call a uptrend there set and bullish for now. So lots to contend with in the market, and 2021 still shows some fireworks. Okay, so next let's look at, let's start with some Bitcoin based stocks. Basically the BTC has been interesting. Trading action in Bitcoin, you can see we hit a high at 42, 730, so almost 43K. And then we proceeded to correct significantly right after. But the $30,000 price level seems to be presenting some forms of support. So basically from this 29 to 30,000, we are looking at potential support in Bitcoin. And that is something that should not be taken lightly. As we're kind of bouncing between this range, what I can expect is maybe a tightening up of the price action. So instead of wild swings up to 40K, then down to 30, 40, 30, you're going to see it more like now we go to perhaps 37, then 32, then it tightens up to about 35, then 34, and then that's when you can see action moving higher. But a day like these big red days where it came all the way down, not only did you see some selling and maybe some potentially toppy action, but really it's the big money testing the market. They're trying to see, okay, is this going to continue going lower, or will it get propped back up? So the next day was a really key bar, closing not only higher, but we basically stayed above it for a few days. And then we tested lower again, but came off the lows. So that is key price action. I'm personally bullish Bitcoin, but it's not recommended investment advice for you. I'm just kind of seeing the price action as it flows. Generally speaking, 2020 for me was a big kind of Bitcoin confirmation year, simply because what all the world economies were doing, which was basically printing money nonstop. So something to contend with. But how this is related, RIOT is kind of flowing with Bitcoin's price, and Mara, which are basically Bitcoin miners or crypto miners in general. But let's just be real, they're basically tied completely to Bitcoin here. And what I'm expecting is kind of a pairing. Perhaps we go higher again here in RIOT, but really good price pickup here somewhere in the teens. I like those price levels. I did miss a trade there because I was out. But for Mara, looking good right now. We are in the teens, basically $18.30. At 16, I picked up another 100 shares, and I'm excited. We'll see if it kind of bumps higher. I'll probably sell another covered call in this region there. Another key one I'm watching that is going to report this week is MicroStrategy, MSTR. They are way high in terms of the price, but this company is basically heavily tied to Bitcoin, as well as their software as a service. But most of their assets have been growing, and that's basically been Bitcoin. So something to keep in mind. But I'm interested to see how they report, what his thoughts are, and I think the CEO Michael Saylor ended up buying like 10 million more of Bitcoin over the weekend. So that's some interesting action and news. Let's see how it plays out as the market opens here today. Okay, next, let's go to another big one that I'm looking at is Aapl and AAPL. Oops, AAPL. There we go. Really interesting little cup with handle here. Nice little baby saucer. That's great. But what I really like is you can see we sort of built a nice little range. Right here, we built a nice little range, and then we took off, and I'm looking at this level here, about the 130-ish level for maybe purchase. If we start testing back lower, it's like that 130 to 132, then I will be pretty interested, because I think that for the year, Apple's going to have a strong, solid year. It's kind of an upgrade year. Personally, I've had a Mac for about 10 years. It's done me well, and it's getting to the point where some programs are slowing down enough for me that I probably want to upgrade, but I'm waiting for the M1 to be released on like the desktops or on the 16-inch Mac Pro, something like that. So we'll see where this goes, but honestly, I think it's a big upgrade cycle in general for MacBook, and it doesn't matter what device you use. It really matters what everyone else uses, and since that's what we've been seeing, the quality, the values there, it's definitely something I'm interested in. So I'm not surprised they're at new highs, but I think we hit that next $1 trillion level for Apple by the end of 2021. So earnings will be important, and that's coming up this week. Tesla also has earnings this week, and I love this chart action. You'll see basically since the new year started, not only did we leg up to a really fresh, very high at 884, but if you see the action that has happened, we started tapering down, and this wedge is generally quite bullish. So this is probably one of the biggest plays I plan on leveraging this week. But again, we just got to see how the price action works, not only today, but in the next few days. And the key strategy I'm looking at so far in Tesla is going to be a call debit spread. So basically I would end up buying a call probably somewhere near the money, and then I'll actually sell a call higher out. And based on that spread width, that's the amount of money you'll actually pay for the spread. And you're basically putting yourself at some risk, because you want to say, hey, we're going to close at some point in between that spread or well above it by expiration, and if so, that's kind of how you make money. If you don't, or if it goes lower, you will lose the money you paid. So that is something to keep in mind, but we can cover that further if I take on the position this week. Let's see, what else we got? Oh, Bngo. So Bio-nanogenomics, looking good. I had bought some shares a few weeks ago. I put up a video, and in the description I'll let you know where I'm at, but to give you an idea, Bio-nanogenomics, looking good. I just bought like 250 shares, and the price was at 564, so not too bad. Right now it's trading at 980, and actually after hours I believe it is at 1030 or something a share, so that's pretty good. But the more important thing I like about Bngo, options, baby. They opened up options last week, and so this is something I'm very interested in. I wish it was a little bit sooner on the options expiration dates for these contracts, but I'll take what I can get. So we'll just kind of work with these, see what we got. But they are a little inflated at the moment, and I mean, you can see the call volume. Look at that, at the 17 strike price, a ton of contracts traded. That is a lot here at the 17 level, so keep that in mind. There are a lot of bets to the upside, and personally I am quite a bit bullish on Bngo, on Bio-nanogenomics, because they had a symposium last week and it was pretty impressive. There is a lot to unpack there. Maybe I'll make some more videos later on, but this year is the year for me of genomics. I'm going to be doing a lot of research on a lot of companies. I created a big Excel sheet, and I'm kind of working through that. So as any other little nuggets get unpacked, I'll start delivering that value for you guys, and hopefully that unlocks some value in my account, and maybe our accounts too. Okay, so not only that, let's see what's next. Oh, I'll go to the Bngo chart, and you are looking parabolic here, and like we said, a new high to test here at 995, but we broke above it in after hours at about 10:30. So this is going to be a key level here, and what this will tell us is whether we end up getting a really supportive price level, or if it becomes a heavy resistance level for us there at 995. So something to look at there, and we'll see. I'm excited. I like the price action so far. I like the technology. I like what they released, and I think there's a big future in Bngo with their new platform. So we'll keep an eye. Okay, I think that was about it that I'm looking at for the week so far. If you got other questions, please feel free, drop them down below. Don't forget to definitely subscribe. You will want to do that. Basically, the goal here and the strategy is we trade options for income, and then from those buckets of income, we segment those into long-term growth, kind of more safe, secure trades, and then we also go to more riskier trades that have that 10, 20x potential, and then we also have the growth bucket for income, so that can grow into bigger income trades. So hope you like it. Please leave a like, but more importantly, definitely subscribe. You'll see a lot of value coming to you multiple times a week. So thank you. Peace. Bye-bye.